Children, welcome to today's class. And here we are going to continue with the lesson The Peaceful Warrior. So, you all enjoyed the first part of the lesson. You would have learned a lot. Okay, how patient and how hardworking was the warrior. Even after he had killed his master, he realized his mistake. Though he ran away, he was trying to help the villagers. So, in today's continuation of the lesson, let's see what is going to happen. Day 2 continuation. Day 2 continuation of the lesson, The Peaceful Warrior. So, in the earlier class, what did we see? We saw that the warrior killed his master and he regretted and was very scared that anybody might kill him. So, he runs away from the village, right? And then he goes from here and there, he wanders many places. Then finally, he gets back to one particular village. Now, this village is totally isolated from the rest of the world. Why it was isolated? Because there was a huge mountain where the path was very narrow, okay, and it was dangerous to climb to, okay. Now, this person, he decided to single-handedly carve a place, okay, carve a path so that the rest of the world can be connected to this particular village. Got it, children? Now let's continue with today's class. Okay. So what's happened here? He walked from early morning to late evening. In 4 years, he had almost dug halfway into the mountain. He has almost dug halfway into the mountain. One morning, when he was working hard in the tunnel. So what do you mean by tunnel? Look at this image. This is a tunnel. It's nothing but an artificial underground passage. It's an artificial underground passage, especially built, okay, through a hill or under a road or under the river or a building. Okay, it's man-made, children. Artificial means it's man-made. This tunnel is not natural. Okay, naturals are the caves. Okay, but here this is a man-made tunnel. It is man-made. Okay, now this fellow was working very hard with the tunnel. A young man, okay, a young man shouted his name. He asked the samurai to come out. The young man was the son of the master, okay, that the samurai had killed. He wanted to take revenge. Now, what do you mean by revenge? It's tit for tat. Revenge is tit for tat. Now, I hit you badly. Now, what do? You also get angry, but you come and hit me back. This is called as revenge. It's a tit for tat. Okay. Now, why did he want to take a revenge? He wants to take a revenge for his father's death. Because this young samurai, he killed the master, right? The father of that particular man, right? So, he wants to kill that person, the samurai warrior, because he killed his father. Now, this samurai, what does he say? I deserve to die. I deserve to die is, yes, I regret my mistake. I need to die, said the samurai. Kill me if you want. Kill me if you want. But wait till I have completed this tunnel. Okay, the young man agreed to wait. I told you earlier also, the samurais, they have a lot of patience in them. So this young man agreed to wait. Okay, he decided to wait. He watched. He kept on watching. What is this man doing over here? Fascinated. He was fascinated. What do you mean by fascinated? As the samurai worked hard day after day. Fascinated. Okay, it's an adjective which means he is strongly attracted towards that particular samurai. Okay, and he takes an interest in whatever work he does. Okay, so this man wants to take a revenge for his father's death, but the samurai pleads him saying that I deserve to die, but please wait until I finish with this work. Now this man is being fascinated towards it because of the hard work of the samurai. Okay. The rocks that he was digging through were huge. At the end of a day's work, it seemed that the rocks were untouched. The young man began to slowly develop respect for his enemies, hard work and patience. For his enemies, hard work and patience. So here is the patience. Okay. So what do you mean by patience? There's a caption also written here. What's written here? The powerful warriors are patience and time. Okay. It means what? The powerful warriors which you can always carry with you is your patience and time. What do you mean by patience? It is the capacity to accept or tolerate, delay, problems of suffering without getting annoyed or anxious. That is called as patience. Okay. Now, the person who wanted to take revenge, okay, he felt started developing a respect towards the person because he had hard work and he had a lot of patience in him. After some time, the young man started to help the samurai. They dug and carried the rubble together. They dug and carried the rubble together. So what do you mean by rubble? Waste or rough fragments. Okay, waste or rough fragments of stone, brick, concrete, etc. Okay, when you keep digging out something, you get lots of huge of rocks, you get a lot of waste things and all, right? So those are called as rubble. Okay, so they carried the rubble together. Many years passed and both the men kept digging the mountain and they kept digging the mountain. And then one day the two men broke through the other side. Okay, finally one day they found the passage. They broke through the other side. Finally, the villagers were no longer alone because they can connect to the rest of the world. They could easily connect with the rest of the world. Now, the samurai, they are very truthful to their words. They are faithful people. Didn't I tell you in the beginning? Yes. Now, I am ready to die, said the samurai, kneeling before the young man. You can kill me now. Kneeling, just bending down on your knees. Okay. He's saying, he is falling at the master's son's feet and he's saying, I'm ready to die. You can kill me now. Okay. The young man raised the sword with a cry. With a cry means with a sound. Have you all seen movies, children? Whenever they raise their sword, they come with a sound called, hey, right? Just like that. Okay. It is called a cry. It is called a cry. The young man raised the sword with a cry, the blood rushing to his head. At last, he could take revenge for his father's death. But he found that he could not kill the samurai. Slowly, he put his sword down. Okay. Now, this man, when he says, I'm ready to die, okay, the master's son, he's so energetic. Okay, he's having all the blood rushing to his head. It means all his revenge, all his anger is going into his head and he raises his sword to kill the man. But what happened? Suddenly, he realized that he can't kill this man and he puts down his sword. Okay, so you all understood, children, what was happening until now? Okay, the samurai's master's son, okay, he wanted to take a revenge, but he was also working along with this man because this samurai was very hardworking and he had a lot of patience in him. So they both started working together and finally they could make a tunnel, a passage for the villagers to move from their village to the rest of the world. Now what happens? You're a killer, he said, but I've learned a lot from you in the last few years. How can I harm my teacher? He dropped his sword and walked away. Okay. Now what did the master's son say, "You may be a killer, but I've learned a lot from you in the last few years. How can I harm my teacher? How can I harm my teacher?" He dropped down his sword and walked away. So this shows, okay, this particular lesson is adapted from a beautiful story called Learning from the Enemy. Learning from the Enemy. So children, I hope you all understood what happened in today's class. Okay, a person's hard work and his patience, okay, made the revengeful master's son realize that these two good character of a person can change the mindset of anyone. Okay, so when you are feeling angry, when you're feeling hurtful, all you'll have to do is just close your eyes for a minute and start counting 1 to 50. Start counting 1, 2, 3. When you start counting, you actually start closing your eyes. You start closing the particular emotion of anger, and you're shutting down that completely. When you open your eyes, you feel that you have done justice to it, and that moment will pass away. That moment will pass away. So that's all I have for today's class, children. I hope you really enjoyed reading this lesson along with me. Now you'll also read, taking out your textbook, page number 9 and 10. You will also read the textbook and learn many things both from the samurai and the master's son. Will you all do it, children? Because the master's son, what did he do at the end? He forgave. He forgave the revenge. He forgot the revenge because of a good, kind act. Okay, children? See you all in the next class. See you. Bye-bye.